Welcome back. You're watching Business Morning on Channels Television. We turn our attention to a very critical sector of the economy. That's the micro, small and medium enterprises, the MSMEs. I'm joined on the program now by the chairman, SME Group, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. John Kachukwu, as we take a look at doing business in Lagos. So, good business versus the ease of doing business in Lagos. He'll be talking more about it now. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining me on the program.
Good morning, Harriet.
So, Lagos, as we know, is ranked, well, in terms of starting a business, is ranked number 6, or rather number 4. Talk to us about doing good business in Lagos versus the ease of doing business in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Harriet. As you are aware, our major constraint has to do with infrastructural and social amenities, apart from the interest rate. So it has not been easy. We know, I mean, generally it can be easy, but they should make it easy by the government. But I tell you what, most of the challenges we are having are federal-based issues. But talking about His Excellency Ambode, Akinwumi Ambode, he has been doing a lot for SMEs. Recently, he approved 25 billion naira for the SMEs, so for 4 years, and that is about 6.25 billion every year, you know, for the SMEs, just for us to key in. But another challenge we have is implementation of this money. It has always been the issue, but I know that he's doing great. Then in terms of security surveillance, he has done very well in terms of donating vehicles to the police and lighting up Lagos. Major streets now in Lagos, you can see street lights, but he has to do more. In fact, he has to go beyond the given. So this is what we are appealing to him, to go beyond the given. Yes, he has donated these vehicles, but they have to, fuel the vehicles. What about sales after service for these vehicles? So they have to look into that area, because
okay,
it's
so
very vital.
Talk to us about these loans, the interest rates, because that's one of the many challenges that SMEs have. The reason why they don't approach organizations to tap into these loans, for growth and development, is because of the interest rate. So, are the SMEs happy with the interest rates for this particular loans that has been given by the government? Interestingly,
it's 3% through the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment. The SMEs of Lagos Chamber of Commerce will definitely key into it. We've started talking with the power that be and the ministry, and I can assure you that most of our members will benefit, because obviously it is cheaper than obtaining BOI at 9%. As I said earlier, most of these issues are federal based, because if a bank overdraws his limit with the central bank, the central bank will charge 12%. And because of this, when SMEs apply to banks, you see the banks offering 25-30%. What can you do with 30-25% interest rate? And they will tell you that most of us are defaulting. Why won't us default? Why won't us divert? Because we have to look for a way out. So it has always been a major challenge. The interest rate has to be addressed. The issue that what Lagos State government has done is commendable. They have to, we have to commend Lagos State government for this 3% interest rate that they have offered for this 6.5 billion every year for the SMEs. I hope that federal government will emulate this gesture. That will go a long way, because it has always been the issue.
But then right now, another issue that I know most businesses, small businesses in Lagos as well as other businesses are facing is the issue with regards to petrol scarcity. Just before you came on the show, I was talking to Bosun about it. Talk to us about how your members are coping with it here in Lagos.
It has not been easy. You know, you are aware that they hardly sell to jerry cans, and we've been contesting this issue. It has been, you know, recurrent decimal over the years. As you are aware, this is not, I wouldn't want to pass blame on this present government. I'm aware that the federal government is doing a lot. But all the same, what we are appealing is that they should designate a pump in every filling station for the SMEs. For the SMEs, not the black marketers, because they are all over the place. And for your information, they buy these things at night. So government has to be very proactive.
Why should government designate a particular pump or filling station to sell just to SMEs? Because it's not just the SMEs that are facing the challenges right now.
Okay, thank you very much. As you are aware that SME is the bedrock of every economy in the whole world. So if you do not, you know, ease the challenges of SMEs, obviously it will be very, very difficult for SMEs to thrive. Like, take for instance in China, you are aware, I don't know if you are aware that over 80% is SME based in China. In Europe, over 70. But in Nigeria, it's below 40, even though the statistic has it that it's about 48. But it is not up to, because the enabling environment has not been created, and it is not there. So we are appealing to government to look into this, because SME is the bedrock, and it will remain the bedrock of any thriving economy.
But then, you know, SMEs get taxed just like everybody else. The tax laws and tax collections, because in times past, there's always been complaint about multiple taxation. Is that still obtainable at the moment?
Obviously. The local government will come after you, the state will come after you, the federal will come after the SMEs. In fact, it's a no-go area, but we are doing something, you know, through public advocacy at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And I believe that government will give us a listening ears.
For how long have you had this advocacy on?
It has always been there. You know, it's a pressure group, so we just keep on pushing until we get there.
Okay, talk to us about what you think Lagosians want at this time. Lagos is the commercial capital, and we have we have a lot of private businesses here, and we have a population of over 20 million and growing. What do you think Lagosians want right now? Especially as we see that in spite of the challenges, we still have an influx of people coming in to do business.
Basically, we want His Excellency Ambode Akewumi to address the issue of this VIO, that's Vehicle Inspection Officers, terrorizing most of our members on the road. Their duties has to be streamlined. We need to know the difference between VIO and Federal Road Safety Agency, you know, their duties, so that we know who is who on the road. Look at, with all these challenges we are going through with the no fuel, no water, no light, and yet once you step out with your goods, the VIO will, you know, ask you, bring this paper, bring that paper. I mean, it's unbecoming of a city like Lagos. Lagos state government has to encourage the SMEs to thrive. And the only way out is to, you know, caution some of these agencies, like Loma, for instance. They will bring their bills and, you know, without doing the needful, what they're supposed to have done by clearing the refuge. They hardly do that, and yet they bring crazy bill for these SMEs. You can see that SMEs are seriously under pressure in Lagos. So the government has to do something to ease some of these challenges that the SMEs are facing, so that we can thrive and things will go well for everybody.
What about working very closely with those commissioners, those departments that have to do with commerce, trade and investment, and having more investors who come into the state, partnering with some of your companies?
Yes, I tell you what, as I said earlier, the government is doing a lot. We are partnering already with some of the ministries, but the challenge has always been implementation. The governor means well, we are aware of this. They have this mentoring program, you know, for the mentees, for the SMEs, and we're keen into it, but it has always been implementation. That is
so it's easy now to come in and do business in Lagos. That's
it
what
is.
you're saying.
With what the governor has created on ground, it is easier than before now.
How much more easier in terms of percentage-wise? Is it easy now for you, for instance, now if you come into Lagos and you want to start a business, is it easy for you to get land?
Yes, it is easier now because government has set up a committee. Like the last meeting we held with the governor, he was able to, address the issue of this land and the area boys. And he has made us to know that if we have any complaint, we can reach him through his numbers or his PAs or some of his aides, that we shouldn't have much challenge over this land and area boys harassing some investors. So we hope that with time things will ease out.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. John Kachukwu, for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you, Harry, for having
Our Business
me.
Morning continues in just a moment. We're talking about the markets in just a bit. I'll be joined by Emomotimi Agama, who is the Deputy Director and Head Exchanges Division of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Stay with us.